Hey, what's going on, guys? Jack's the Bearded Hiker here. So no fail buttermilk biscuits. That's right. If you're tired of your biscuits coming out like hockey pucks, then this is the no fail recipe for you. Now I will say I did fail once because I drank too much wine and then I forgot to put the butter in this recipe. But anyway, that is another story. But anyway, if you want a no-fail biscuit recipe, then this is the recipe for you, so stick around. Also, I'm going to leave a link in the description to thebeardedhiker.com where you can get a printable version. All right, so let's get busy. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare our butter, and we're going to need about 6 tablespoons of butter. Now, this butter is frozen, and we want to keep it that way. So we're just going to go over here. We're going to cut us 6 tablespoons there. All right, we're going to try not to touch it as much, but what we want to do is kind of chop up this butter just a little bit. Okay, now that we got that chopped up, let's go ahead and just put this back in the refrigerator for now. So we're going to start out here with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of baking powder, followed by 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of whisk that in. So next up, after we've mixed those ingredients in, I don't have a sifter, so I'm just going to improvise here and start sifting our flour mixture. And we're just going to keep doing that until all of our flour and the salt and baking powder and all that's been incorporated in here. And then after that, I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, this is about finished up here. Okay, let's go ahead and move that out of the way for 1 second. Let's go back to our other bowl and go ahead and dump in our chopped up butter in here, and we're just gonna, you could use a food processor for this, but I'm just gonna use this little doohickey here, pastry cutter, or whatever this thing is called. What is this damn thing called? Or pastry blender or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but you could easily use 2 forks or a fork and a knife or a food processor. And I'm just gonna chop these up. Now remember, this butter has just got out of the refrigerator and it's cold. All right, that's gonna about do it right there. And we're just gonna go back and add that crumbled butter back to the gig here. And we're gonna go ahead and keep doing it until it looks like, I don't know, like crumbled gravel or little pebbles. And I'll get back with you when this is done. So now that we've got our butter chopped up in there, we're going to go ahead and make us a little bit of a well here in the middle. And add 1 cup of buttermilk to the party here. Now, as always, guys, I'll put the list of ingredients in the description and also a printable recipe or a printable version of this on thebeardedhiker.com. Now, what we want to do is just go ahead and stir that buttermilk into this mixture here. And so while we're all getting this all mixed up as well, you might want to go ahead, probably should have done this before I started, but go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a little bit sticky, so if it's a little bit sticky for you, go ahead and just add a tad bit more flour here, because we don't want it to stick to our hands and whatnot. And go ahead and work that in. And again, if it's too dry, then just add a little bit more buttermilk. And we don't want to sit here and work the heck out of it. We just want it to be fairly workable, you know, where we can actually play with this and, you know, roll it out without it sticking to anything. All right, I'll show you what it's like when we're done. I think that's going to about do it. So we're about ready to turn this out onto our surface here. Okay, guys, we're about ready to turn this out. So we just want to add a little bit of flour to our working surface here. We'll go ahead and throw our dough in there and just kind of turn it over a couple times. So remember, we still got that frozen butter in there, so we don't want to try not to overwork this as much as you can. that looks like pretty good. Nothing's sticking to my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and roll it out right now. All right, we're going to press this out into a square. And maybe get it about, I don't know, roughly about an inch in thickness. All right, now, key thing to do. Now we got it all flattened out here. We're going to go ahead, fold that like that. All right, so that's 2 times there. Okay. There's our 3rd time. Okay. 4, 5, and we're going to do 1 more time here, just like that. Okay? Let's flour our surface again. We're going to go ahead and press that out 1 more time. So we flatten these out about an inch thick. All right? We're going to go in with our biscuit cutter, and we're going to just go down. All right? No twist, just down. Stand as close together as we can. All right. All right. We'll go ahead and save this, and we're going to roll this out again. Let's move these off to the side. All right. Go ahead and flatten this out again. I might get another 3 here. You don't want to roll this out too thin now. I just keep doing the same thing, guys, until all your dough is gone. All right, guys, so we are going to go ahead, and we have a parchment lined cookie sheet here, and just put these together where they're almost touching, not quite touching. So we ended up with 13 biscuits there. Okay, so we have our oven preheated to 450 degrees. We're still preheating up there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush some butter over the top of these. It'll give it a nice golden color. Okay, guys, I'm just going to brush these with some butter. And we're going to finish up, throw them in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. All right, we'll be back with you when they're done. All right, let's do this, guys. It was 15 minutes with a golden brown, and they turned out nice. Look how high that, I mean, big, fat, tall ones in there. Let's go ahead. We got to take some pictures. They're obviously not all here, so you can see the layers there of flavor. They pull apart great. Nice golden. All right, let's do this. Oh, hell. A little hot. So this is everything you would ever want in a biscuit. Perfectly flavored, no fail, buttermilk biscuits. Do it.